How do you repair a sunken sidewalk? There's really only two options when you have this situation. The first one is called slab jacking. And slab jacking essentially means somebody's going to come and they're going to drill holes and they're going to pump mortar under high pressure underneath the concrete slab, so much so that it's actually going to lift the slab up. Once they achieve the height, or basically just set the elevation back to where the slab is supposed to be, all of that mortar that they've pumped underneath of the slab hardens, occupying that space and providing support to the concrete such that it's not going to continue to sink or fall away once they're done, pressurizing that concrete for the day. Now, slab jacking is not something that's cheap or affordable or readily accessible to the average person, or something that you would ever choose as a do-it-yourself project. But it technically does exist, and in situations where it would be more cost-effective than removing and replacing the slab, you can look towards slab jacking services. Most of the time you're going to get the recommendation to remove and replace if you've got a problem here, because there's some sort of failure. Like, there's supposed to be support for the concrete, and once it starts sinking and sloping and water starts getting where it's not supposed to be, it's going to continue getting worse and worse, which is why the second point I'm going to tell you here about how to fix a sunken sidewalk is not a great long-term solution. And the answer is, you could, instead of raising the existing concrete, you could just parge some more concrete and kind of just re-level it. Now, the problem is we're not doing anything to address the underlying problem here. Something's gone wrong and it's allowing this concrete to sink. But there is a possibility that parging some repair mortar on here will resolve the problem to a certain extent. Maybe that slab's not going to continue sinking if we resolve the fact that it's currently the low spot. This is where all the water ends up right now. But if we put a repair mortar on it, level it up with all the surrounding stuff, it's not the low point anymore. It's not going to attract water, and you shouldn't continue to have water erosion in that area, at least in theory. So if you have a sunken sidewalk, you can fix it by adding a repair mortar over top. It's notable that if you did that, if you can picture it, some of your repair mortar is going to have a zero edge or a feathered edge finish on it. And that's actually a kind of a hard situation for concrete and mortar products. They're not really intended for zero edge or feathered edge other than overlay cement. Overlay cement is a product that is heavily modified with admixtures such that you could make a pourably thin product that you could just pour over an existing concrete or mortar surface, and ta-da, that's your new surface. And typically speaking, those are very thin, 3/8 of an inch maximum, something like that. And for a parge repair mortar, that's not really ideal. So let's talk about what would be ideal. If I had a sunken sidewalk and I needed to fix it, this is exactly what I'm going to use to fix that. So no gravel, because we need the thin feathered edge. Our mixed design is going to be Portland cement, type normal or type general use, and then masonry sand. Clean masonry sand, no sticks or bottle caps or, cigarette butts or anything like that in there. And it should be clean washed product and relatively free of larger aggregates, because you don't want large stones or sand in there if you're going to be having a zero edge. Like, look at the size of the stones I just pulled out here. These guys would be a problem if I'm trying to zero edge. So the cleaner and the higher quality the sand, the better for this repair mortar. Now, I mentioned before, we're going to go to a zero edge with this repair. We need to augment the mix. We can't just use cement and sand. It's not going to be good enough. Like, you could do it, it'll look the part, but it's going to fail. If not right away, very quickly it's going to fail. So we're going to fix it so it's not going to do that. And we're going to do that with acrylic fortifier. Now, I wouldn't worry too much about the brand name. Great, if it's available to you, buy it and use it. If it's not available to you, acrylic or latex fortifier as a concrete admixture is probably the most common concrete admixture there is. Go to the local hardware store, whatever it is, wherever you live, walk the concrete aisle. Somewhere in that aisle are admixtures, things you put into concrete. Listen for a thin one. Thin white liquid, that's what you're looking for here. And this is what our parge repair mixture is going to be. 1 part cement. It's going to be a ratio. So by volume, whether a small container or a 5-gallon bucket, depends on how much you need, but 1 part Portland cement, 2 parts sand, and however much water that you're going to mix that together with, I want you to know this. Use the minimum amount to achieve the placement viscosity that you need. Overwatering concrete dramatically weakens how strong it is. Dramatically weakens how strong it is. Do not overwater this mix. Now, since we're talking about the water, here's where this stuff comes in. However much water that you need to make a mix, which is like more wet than damp sand, but nothing like soup or stew or anything like that. It needs to be drier than that for this mix. However much water you use to achieve that, 25% of the liquid should be this liquid acrylic fortifier. Normally how I do this is I'll just pre-make my liquid in advance, mixing 25% acrylic fortifier, 75% water, and then all of the concrete I batch, I make from that, and that way I'm sure to be using the right ratio there. The heavy addition of this is going to do 2 things. It's going to, 1, retard the set time of the mix considerably. It's going to take a lot longer for it to set up than a concrete mix that did not have that product in there. But you know what else it's going to do? Is it's going to go a long way towards allowing you to feather edge this product and not have it just crumble and fail on the edges. It's going to do a lot better of a job when you've got 25% of your liquid content of an acrylic fortifier versus the mix that doesn't have that. So if you've done all these things, the next thing I would want you to know is right before that you apply this repair mix, the old stuff should be clean and damp, not dry. Do not apply this mix over dry concrete. That's a guaranteed plane for delamination between the two. The old concrete needs to be clean, which normally means scrubbing with nylon brushes or potentially acid washing with 7 parts water and 1 part muriatic acid. Rinse that off. Apply a TSP, trisodium phosphate slurry, 1 cup of trisodium phosphate to 5 gallons of water, or basically just a small slurry. Wash the area that you've acid washed again, rinse it with water another time to neutralize it, and now we have a suitable surface with which to apply our repair mix to. The area is clean, it's damp, and you apply your repair mix of 1 part cement, 2 parts sand, 25% acrylic fortifier, and you will feather edge it. You'll be able to repair this sidewalk. You didn't have to pay for slab jacking services. Maybe it doesn't last forever. Maybe the very edges start to crumble away after a few years. Maybe you continue to have some erosion or settling of the concrete in that area. But this is a really, really inexpensive way to approach solving this, or at least delaying the inevitable of having to remove and replace all of this concrete, which would be appreciably expensive. If you found this information helpful, please be sure to like this video, subscribe to this YouTube channel, and you're going to learn a ton about how to work with concrete.